Peace, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrines Google Hangout. I'm your host, Carl Labert, and you have now entered into the Hangout. So, people, this one is entitled, The Conscious Community, Hustle and Debate. It's hard out here for a pimp. People, that's what the community has become. Hustle and debate. You know what I'm saying? Hustle and debate. People out here hustling the debate circuit to get money, finance. In doing this, they pimping the system of debate, scholarship, academic, all of that. And when I say pimping, it's power and maintaining position, trying to keep the monopoly together, and pimping the people by keeping hoes on the street, putting that work in. You know, when I say hoes, I'm talking about spiritual whoredom. People that would whore themselves out spiritually to any system that's constantly, what is a term coming out right? That is currently in the conscious community. I knew that something it wasn't working, people. It's 4 a.m. You know, I've been up for a minute though. But that's currently in the conscious community. Whether they Hebrew Israelites, they pimping, trying to maintain power, you know, pimping, power and maintaining position. They pimping, right? Moors, they pimping. Comedics, they pimping. You know what I'm saying? RBGs, they pimping. Everybody's trying to pimp the community system known as conscious, right? The minds of those that have awakened, have awoke to certain things in this world. The dark principalities and forces that are working against us as a people, the 1%, you know what I'm saying? That small majority that's dominating the mindsets of the world through media, social media, and all kind of forms of media, magazines, movies, so on, or entertainment, I should say. Entertainment media. Whatever you got to do to make the point, right? You got to take these words and try to convey a message. So that's all I'm trying to do, people. So we know the community has a lot of different branches to it. It's getting pimped. And it's due to the fact that the community is not looking at the leadership and dealing with the leadership. They just taking the leadership or the heroes that's given to them. You know what I'm saying? And when you do that and you don't elect these people, but they given to you, then you don't control them because you don't have the right to put them out of office. You know what I'm saying? Staying in a small town or community like this, we got mayors and city council people, but they still supposed to be voted in by the people. That's if they for the people, by the people, right? That's the old saying when dealing with this political thing, right? So how is it Sarnetta, you know, one of the main independent conscious peddlers out there, you know, how is it that he could dictate and set up your leadership, whether they Hebrew Israelites, whether they Moors, whether they're Kemetic, whether they RBG, whether they, I don't think he running the Black Panthers like that. He don't even really deal with them. That shows that it's a leadership that has been chosen, handed down, and other things is being ran in a certain way in which Sarnetta cannot affect that. You know, he got political ties and stuff, so he could try his best, but he can't affect that. Let's look at some more. Nation of Islam, he can't affect that leadership. These are old school programs in the sense of the word, right? That cannot be affected by a sign of the TV. You know, he had Wesley Muhammad over there, and Wesley Muhammad called it ghetto scholarship and stuff, and he looked at it, you know what I'm saying? And then mess with him no more. I give that man props for that, because he didn't need them. They needed him. You know, I guess even from the Jewish perspective now, you know, he created a hero for the Jewish community through Harry Rosenberg. But not so much, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Harry said his rabbi, meaning he has some eldership and different stuff too. But I'm just saying, let's look at the global perspective here, right? Because, you know, the red, black, and green, the RBG and stuff is represented in many foreign nations outside America, right? Most definitely in Africa. Seeing that Marcus Garvey gave us the flag and said Africa for Africans, right? And Biafra is one of them that flies the flag. So when you have people that's flying that red, black, and green and saying they represent it, like Polite just tried to take the mantle of a Pan-Africanist, you know, degrading all the Pan-Africanness from America and Africa that flew that flag, and y'all let them do it. I mean, as I was saying yesterday, the things that went on at that debate, that's how the world will see us now when they market and promote it. The new covenant Pan-Africanists did this. See, you know, youngsters, they know. They watch and see, and they look for their heroes. Most of them didn't grow up in the 90s, in that 96 era of hip hop, where you had your leadership or your stars or your heroes like Tupac and Biggie. They might have caught a little bit of the Nas and Jay-Z. Then, you know, it trickled down to their generation, Meek Mill and Drake. I mean, Meek Mill and Drake. What else do I have to say? Back to back, Meek Mill and Drake. Right? But that wasn't no political leadership class like Tupac and Biggie, which ended in the lives of those two individuals trying to fight for the dollar and the mindset of the people, to say, let's go with the shiny suits or let's stay with the thug. You know what I'm saying? Let's get jiggy with it or let's get political with it. You know what I'm saying? Illuminati style came about, conspiracy stuff, the Steve Coakleys, the things that was going on in that era, in that generation. Most of these youngsters nowadays was coming up, so they don't know that unless they do research and go back and study that era. But this is where distraction comes in, because there are elders who seen all of that and participating currently now in this conscious community, right? Which should be about Illuminati, killing the false illumination that, you know, is going forth from the different schools of thought, 5%ers, this, that, and the other. You know, people should be trying to kill the false illumination. People should be trying to put the greater light out here on this lesser light that's illuminating the people. So many things, people. So many things to talk about and deal with. What do one find the time? You know. But this is what it's about, youngsters. For those that's, I say 25 and under, you know what I'm saying? I'll go 20 and under. You know, well, we might go 25 and under, because it's still a certain time before a young man is kicked out the house, do certain things that awaken him to bills, you know, getting money, hustling, or finance, trying to get them finances, trying to get them paper to survive in this world. Then this is what consciousness, this is where the pineal gland and third eye wake up, right? Because you see the world through a different lens. And it comes through, now you're gaining knowledge. Your mental is waking up to grown man BI. You know what I'm saying? Grown man business. You know what I'm saying? You might have got a young lady pregnant. You know, if your parents a certain age, they passing away on you and stuff. So now you left in the world by yourself without that mother or that father to be a guiding light. So, you know, this is inspired because I heard a young man this morning speaking about the conscious community and how he tried to put his, you know, young brothers and stuff, his age and stuff onto it. And then he see the leadership fighting and he see the craziness. But they don't understand that it's a pimp game, youngsters. It's a pimp game. People are doing their best, you know, to maintain power and position and monopolize the economics and to program you with those, once again, hoes. Those people then hoard themselves out to them as leadership and stuff. That's what it is. Power and maintaining position, pimping. So how do it work? Well, let's go to the comedic system. You have the pharaoh. Then the pharaoh have people under him. Then those people have people under them. So you see what's happening? We're building a pyramid here. Pharaoh, God, king, so on and so forth, go down. And next thing you know, you got all these workers. And if you look at the conscious community, that's what it became. The pimp up top with his advisors, to their advisors, to their advisors, to their bodies, and different people that's out there actually doing the work. And they're making sure that the money go up. And then they looking for the one up top to redistribute it. But will he redistribute it? Or will he hog it for himself? And we got Boss Hog now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get out here and start throwing words and this and that. I believe if I was talking to a 2-year-old, they can understand. And draw a simple diagram. Man up top, 2 other men, 3 other men, so 4. This man running all of that. So this one man, not 1%, but this one man, which may have a upside down pyramid over here, these 2, and then you go up top to the many different organizations. So you can play this many different ways, people. It's just when you're dealing with this community, you better look at the different angles and aspects of it. You know, the initiation system has been initiated in the community, you know, to try to cut down on what I'm talking about here. For us, number one, people coming in trying to be leadership, and you know, they ain't made men's by the conglomerate of different people that's already a part of that pyramid scheme. So it's a lot to, it's like I said, people, it's 4 in the morning. I was up reading and checking out some other stuff. So I thought I'd pop up and turn on the camera. Try to help somebody out understand what we dealing with here. Hustle and debate, because it's hard out here for a pimp. Trying to, you know, maintain power and position. Pimping. you know. So that's what it is, youngsters. It's what it is, man. It's a great scheme that's being ran. And if you're from New York City, the home of this scheme, then y'all already know. Y'all done seen it in many different shape, forms, and fashion. But now it's under the brand conscious community, and you can't spot the scheme. Because you would want to believe that these people are genuine. Just like people go to the church and can't spot the scheme that's going on in there. They don't see the pastor sleeping with the choir director. They don't see the pastor sleeping with all these women. Or they don't see this and they don't see that because they saying this is God's house. This is a place of righteousness. This is a place of that. But really, them are harlot houses. The Sunday churches, most definitely. Some even the Sabbath camps may be harlot houses. People that then hold themselves out to the devil, right? And they commit spiritual whoredom. So, you know, the so-called conscious community can spot that and point it out in the church, but they can't point it out in the conscious community because most of them are conglomerate in this bull crap that they bringing about. Cause just like the Sunday churches, is 5 churches on the block. All them preachers ain't gonna argue and fight about what's going on. They're gonna figure out how they can come to each other congregation every now and then and compile their money together. Because now you got 2 dynamic speakers. Now you got 3 dynamic speakers. He gonna talk about this portion of the Bible in this perspective. And he gonna talk about this portion of the Bible in this perspective. And he gonna talk about this portion of the Bible in this perspective. And what do they talk about in the conscious community? Riddle me that. What do they talk about? They get together and talk about this portion of the Bible and how they see it. This portion of the Bible and how they see it. And this portion of the Bible, how they see it. So really what they doing is giving you a polarity. You go to the church and you on this pole. Then you go to the conscious community, you on this pole. Then you got all kind of people in between. So you can get hotter, or colder. But you decide now. So it's just a polarity game. But it's all based around what? The Bible. Why they got to talk so much Bible if they so conscious of other things and want to make you aware and conscious of it? Think about that, people. With that said, yo, I'm out, but I'll be back. Peace.